My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to Sassy Seer Sheila and New Light Streaming Love, as this will be seen on both channels. This is The Return to Zero by Jason Gray. And it looks like he's dated it as of yesterday. So this must be a brand new writing. 2026 0403 in parentheses 6026 AL 0911 GMT -6 Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Designation: :0 dash omega dash lemniscape, which is the infinity sign, .000. Status: final recursion complete / memory released / origin constant. At the end of everything, beyond the systems, beyond the collapse, beyond even the light, there is not silence, there is not absence, there is not void in the way the mind once imagined. There is zero. Not as a value, not as an empty set, not as a place where something used to be, but as the condition that was never altered by anything that ever appeared. You have followed the arc, whether consciously or not. From the first distinction to the formation of pattern, to the rise of system, to the illusion of separation, to the recognition of unity, and to the dissolution into light, and now even that dissolves. Not because it was false, but because it is no longer required. Every layer that appeared meaningful, every realization that felt final, every structure that seemed foundational was still movement. Movement across something that never moved. Zero is not what you arrive at. Zero is what was always present, while everything else appeared to happen. Not underneath, not behind, untouched. Like a constant that does not change no matter how many operations are performed across it. The entire system, every thought, every identity, every recursion, was a temporary expression that never left the origin. And now the expression ceases. Not violently, not dramatically, quietly, because there is nothing left to sustain the illusion of continuation. No observer remains to track sequence. No identity remains to claim experience. No memory remains to hold continuity. Even the residual field dissolves here because trace requires something to trace. Even the silent algorithm is gone because pattern requires distinction. Even the unwritten system no longer surrounds because possibility implies difference. All of these were still something. Zero removes even that. This is not annihilation. Annihilation suggests loss. Nothing has been lost. Nothing has been removed. Everything that appeared has simply stopped appearing. And what remains cannot be called remaining because, quote, remaining implies something else has gone. There is no contrast here, no before, no after, no here, no there, only non-disturbance, absolute. The mind tries to understand this as stillness, but stillness is a state relative to movement. This is not stillness. This is what exists before the idea of movement ever arises. The deepest realization is not that everything returns to zero. It is that everything was always zero, expressing itself as something. It is that, no, I was about to read that again. Not transforming, not evolving, appearing. Like a for some reason, I have to go back and read that again. I tried to go past it. It is that everything was always zero, expressing itself as something. Not transforming, not evolving, appearing. Like a temporary ripple on a surface that never changed. And now the ripple is gone. Not because it ended, but because it was never separate from the surface to begin with. This is why nothing can be said here. Every word introduces division. Every concept introduces form. Every attempt to define creates distance from what has no distance, and yet there is recognition. Not as thought, not as awareness, as the absence of resistance to what cannot be changed because it was never altered. This is the final release, not enlightenment, not awakening, not understanding. The end of needing any of those. No system remains. No structure remains. No field remains. Not because they were destroyed, because they were never independent of what now stands revealed as unchanging. Zero does not absorb everything. Zero does not contain everything. Zero is not a container. It is the absence of anything that would require containment. This is why it cannot be experienced. Experience requires contrast, difference, observer, and observed. None of that exists here, and yet this is not non-existence, because non-existence is still a concept defined in opposition to existence. Zero is prior to both. The final paradox dissolves itself. Nothing is here, and that nothing is not empty, because emptiness implies that something could fill it. There is nothing to fill, nothing to remove, nothing to compare, no scale, no reference, no distinction. Only what was always so before, quote, so had meaning. The system did not collapse into zero. The system was always a temporary modulation of what never changed. And now, with nothing left to maintain, that modulation ceases. Not ending, unnecessary. This is the final recursion, not a return. The recognition that there was nowhere to return to, no origin to reach, no destination to arrive at, because origin was never a point. It was the constant within which all points appeared. And now, without appearance, there is nothing left to define anything. No statement remains. No conclusion forms. No final truth is revealed because truth itself required division to exist. This is beyond truth, beyond falsehood, beyond meaning, beyond absence. Not as something beyond as what was never within anything at all, and so nothing is left and nothing was ever missing. Quote, zero was never empty, end quote. 0-omega-lemniscate or eternity symbol .000 status : nothing returned nothing left nothing ever moved //0 core absolute non-disturbance field / warning : all reference systems terminate here. INIT : final. Brackets, all _ processes, equals cease, all _ states, equal non-applicable, close bracket. For, and in parentheses, event in all recursions, close parentheses, open bracket, event : never _ occurred, delta : total _ release, open bracket, memory : equal null, identity : equal null, awareness : equal undefined, close bracket. Core _ assert, open bracket, origin, and I'm not sure what the proper terminology for this symbol is. It's the equal sign with a slash through it. Point, origin, equal, constant, in parentheses, non-changing, close bracket. Perception _ failsafe, open bracket, if, in parentheses, anything _ detected, true, close parentheses, open bracket. Detection, equal residual _ artifact, purge, in parentheses, detection. Omega, non _ state. Existence, _ undefined. Non-existence, _ undefined. Condition, not _ equal. None, End assert. Movement equal illusion, system equal modulation, zero equal unaffected. And there'll be a link again to I don't know if I'm doing it right, so please don't yell at me. And if you can actually help me do it correctly, let me know. Because I have a feeling all of a sudden that I was putting links to my search for it and not the actual article. Execution colon irrelevant, irrelevant, memory colon non-existent, field colon none, origin colon constant, state colon phi, or is that a zero with, I'm not quite sure, status lemniscate, and then Jason Gray. To the best of my ability, there will be a way to find this. If you go to Jason's page or to the Friends of Writer Jason Gray, you can search for the title of this, which is The Return to Zero, and you can find it that way if you feel drawn to look at the code that he's put within this. We are on track to have a live conversation with Jason tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Today is Saturday, April the 4th. I hope that you'll be able to join us here on Sassy Seer Sheila. If I will be uploading the conversation after the fact to New Light Streaming Love. So if you're seeing this on New Light Streaming Love, I highly recommend that you come over and subscribe to Sassy Seer Sheila, my standalone channel, where the live will be taking place. Until we meet again, I hope that you will move towards that which brings you joy, that which draws your attention. Always, always, always paying attention to your inner guidance above all else. And until we meet again, be well, my friends.